Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. Now, as you know, there's been a domestic restructure in South African cricket. And as per usual, there will be a whole restructure in the way the divisions are. So there's a Division 1, there's a Division 2, and there are various teams that are going to be competing for that amazing prize that we know and for Proteas selection. And they're going to be gunning for a lot of things when it comes to cricket in South Africa. Now, today, I have a special guest with me because one of the teams that had the opportunity to be in the first division was Boland. And it was an amazing thing for cricket in South Africa, I feel, especially after the amazing experience that everybody had in the Mzansi Super League. As you know, their parent team, Paul Rocks, had an amazing tournament. Winning the tournament. We saw the fan base. So to have Boland in Division 1 was an amazing thing for a lot of fans. A lot of fans wanted them in there from the beginning. And I think a lot of Boland's fans, of course, will be happy about this. But I thought I'll bring James on the show to talk to him about particularly what his thought processes were when it comes to picking teams. But before we get into that, I first want to ask James what it felt like when you heard about the new division. When they first released it, James, what was your first thought processes that went through your mind when you heard there was going to be a Division 1, Division 2, relegation, etc.?
It was gratitude. Gratitude that the hard work that the people at Boland put in over the last few years paid off. Gratitude for our fans and their passionate and deep loyalty towards cricket in this part of the world. Gratitude that we have the opportunity to showcase both the local talent, but also the value that we can add to the South African cricket system. So yeah, I was very thankful. I obviously was a personal act involved in it also, and so you also thanks was also taken from that perspective.
So the first thing that you have to think about, obviously, when you were a new team, back to the provinces, of course, is signings. Now, I've brought out your squad. The squad was obviously released, and I've created a little graphic of the squad, and I've sectioned it up into batters, bowlers, all-rounders, etc. And there are some outstanding names over here, like Peter Malan, Janeman Malan, Stian van Sail. We've got the likes of Kyle Abbott, Sean van Berg. You have Sia Mahima, Ziad Abrams, so many names that we know of. Imran Manak obviously coming over. We've got Michael Copeland, a young aspiring cricketer that we already heard about in the Cubs week. Haris Viljoen as well, a massive name as well. Some new names that we haven't really heard about, some upcoming talents over here. What was your thought process behind picking this particular teams, and how did you go about doing your transfers, as I would call it?
Let me start off by saying that we had a board committee, a focus group working on this team for the last probably 8 months. And the idea was to consult as wide as possible to speak to thought leaders in cricket and in the industry, to speak to our own stakeholders, including staff, to put together a philosophy of why are we doing this. And that's where we started. We had to understand what opportunities this brings, but importantly, why do we want to have a high-performing professional sports body? Why do we want to run this team? And so we spent a lot of time talking about that. And eventually, what we said, the conclusion we reached was that our fans deserve this. Sport has the ability to unearth deep regional loyalties. It has the ability to do good, and we wanted to put together a group of young men at the prime of their sporting prowess to represent this region. And so it was important for us to for it to have a local flavor. Our fans, looking at the team, had to see Boland in this team. But we realized that we needed a strong and a seasoned core of players around which to build this team and to provide opportunities for the exciting talent that we have within our area. And so, as the team unfolded over many discussions, we came with that strong core. We had players with a historical affinity and a historical relationship to Boland. Players like Stian Banzel that were willing to come back and play for us. We had exciting talent such as Yaneman Malan, Peter Malan played for us in the Africa T20 Cup a few times. Frisco Adams. On the other side, there's a guy like Arthur Tutor, SN 19 player. And so there was a lot of consultation. It was obviously a process that I led in my capacity as CEO, but I have to give credit to the group of people that developed the philosophy and eventually put the names to this philosophy that is now the Boland team.
That's excellent. Now, the thought process over here, I can see by the team that you've selected, there's a nice balance between youngsters and obviously experience. Can you give us some insights into the way you strategically picked those names that you've picked?
Peter Malan and others would probably anchor the batting together with Stian, the batting and our spear, our attack. And around them we just then put players that would be complementary to their skills, but that could also feed and learn off of them in the years to come. So we put together a team not only for the next season, but for the future. And we want to grow this team into the future. We've offered Yaneman and Peter both 3-year contracts. Stian Banzel a 2-year contract, Ardis Mavin a 2-year contract. And then we've offered some of our youngsters the opportunity to grow with them into this future. I've got great affinity for those players, the sort of senior core. They have a long-standing relationship with us. They have the kind of demeanor, calmness under pressure that we want to build this team around. We wanted to compete, we wanted to win, but we also wanted to be the pride of our region. And you see, I'll come back to this team. It's not only about competition. We think this team has to be more than just a cricket team. It is the aspirations of our fan base.
So if you can explain to me in a nutshell, what makes Boland such a special team?
Because we play for our fans. There is no difference between what is happening on the field and what is happening off the field. We one team, one community. We have a deep affinity for the game. Some of the clubs in our communities have been playing this game for the last 100 years. Relations out in Pingal was established before 1920. It is our communities have really been playing this game. They have this affinity for the game, and this team is an expression of that.
Now, I've seen it, and I think everybody knows it. You have such a loyal fan base that loves cricket. Can you tell me how important they are, and can you give them a message from you?
This is your team. We kept our fan base in the back of our mind in all of the decisions that we do, whether those decisions are commercial decisions, whether they're decisions about activations and the music in the stadium, or whether they're a decision about this team. We really, in this modern era of professional cricket and where money is the only currency that matters, we realize that we can only be an effective organization if we mobilize all our stakeholders, of which our fans and our players are the most important.
So that's brilliant. So to all the fans out there, you know what you have to do. You see the hashtag on the top of the screen, hashtag #BeBoldBoland. Don't forget to obviously hashtag this, share this video with everybody, with all your friends, with all your family, with everybody that you know that loves cricket. Don't forget to do that. Obviously, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Boland, follow them on all social media platforms, because we're going to stand together to support this team. And I think that you guys will obviously have to do so too. And you play a massive role, as Mr. James Fortuin explained to us. Thank you a lot for coming on the show, James. I'm looking forward to seeing what Boland does in the future.
Thank you so much, Khalid. Thank you to all our listeners.